We're coming to you from beautiful sunny Austin, Texas, where MLS Next Pro has seen its biggest impact yet on the MLS All Star stage. This is the latest edition of The Report. I'm Michelle Montaigne alongside April Marie Aguilar. And April Marie, the biggest stars in all of North America have descended here in Austin, Texas for the 2025 MLS All Star Game, where the 2025 MLS All Stars face off against the best players from Liga MX.
That's right, Michelle. And for Major League Soccer's 30th season, its developmental league has had more of an influence than ever, with the record 4 MLS Next Pro Alumni named to the All Star roster. The 2025 MLS All Star Game lit up Q2 Stadium in Austin as the MLS All Stars took down Liga MX with a 3-1 win in front of over 20,000 fans. MLS Next Pro alumni Alex Freeman, Diego Luna, and Max Arston all made their MLS All-Star debuts in the second half. We caught up with Alex Freeman to get his thoughts on his All-Star debut.
Oh, I feel like, we had a very nice crowd, very nice facility. I feel like it's something that, I got to be grateful for. Being able to step on the pitch in the All-Star Game, represent Orlando, something I dreamed of. Obviously I didn't expect it to happen so quick. But I'm very excited, very grateful, like I said. But yeah, good to be able to step in front with a lot of experienced players, so very happy.
It's been quite a year for these MLS Next Pro alumni. Diego Luna and Max Arston have already matched their career highs for goals at the midway point of the season. And Alex Freeman has had a breakout year with 4 goals for Orlando City SC. Patrick Agyemang was named to the All-Stars team, but a week before the game, he was transferred to Derby County of the English Championship. He leaves as the second highest goal scorer in Charlotte FC history. It started as an unconventional competition at the 2001 MLS All Star Game. And since then, it's become a fan favorite and a staple of All Star.
This is the 3rd straight year that MLS Next Pro goalkeepers have competed in Goalie Wars at the MLS All Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T. This year, 4 new goalkeepers are competing and vying for this custom-made championship belt. The night began with the semifinal showdown between Houston Dynamo 2's Pedro Cruz and Toronto FC 2's Adisa de Rosario. Cruz wasted no time setting the tone, and it was a Dynamo dose domination from the get-go. Pedro Cruz would go on to win by 5-1 to move on to the final. On the other side of the bracket, Orlando City B's Carlos Mercado took on Chattanooga FC's Eldin Jakupovic. It was the Orlando keeper who broke the deadlock and sealed his victory in dramatic fashion, scoring the bonus 2-point ball at the buzzer to clinch his spot in the final. So, after a well-earned break, it was Cruz and Mercado vying for the champion belt. Their match ended up being a nail-biter, but it was the Brazilian goalkeeper that came out on top, winning a close final by 4-3.
Yo estoy muy contento con la conquista de hoy, una conquista que yo quería mucho, una conquista muy importante para mí y para mi carrera. Para yo llegar aquí, yo pasé por muchas cosas, yo no pasé por dificultades, pero pasé por grandes aprobaciones de Dios, entonces tienes que seguir firme, tienes que trabajar, porque si tú trabajas, tú vas a llegar, entonces es con tiempo.
So, the belt is staying in the Lone Star State. Congratulations to Pedro Cruz on becoming the 3rd Goalie Wars champion since its return, joining Isaac Walker in 2023 and Chituru Odunze just last year.
Kenzie puts it in, and the touch on the far side in the opening goal. Eisenberg comes out wide now. He floats this one and deflected. Second chance, and it's off the keeper.
Yeah, they definitely settled a little bit. There's another great ball through.
And the opportunity, and it's popped over and in. 1v1 opportunity here for the East. In on goal, and we've got an equalizer. Sullivan steps up, and he slots it home. Gavin Sullivan puts it in the back of the net. The MLS Next MVP and Golden Boot winner. He puts it in the back of the net and seals the victory for the Eastern Conference.
At this time last year, Kevin Sullivan was the MVP of the MLS NEXT All Star Game. Since then, he's gone on to history in Major League Soccer. On July 5th, he became the second youngest player ever to start a game.
Yeah, and he really is just a perfect example of how the MLS NEXT All Star Game showcases both potential and performance. In fact, of the 44 players selected to this year's All Star rosters, over half of them either signed a homegrown deal or appeared in MLS NEXT Pro at some point. The fourth annual MLS NEXT All Star Game was a thriller, won by the East All Stars 4-3. After going into halftime tied at 1, both teams traded goals in the second half, with Prince 4-4 of Columbus Crew 2 putting home a rebound to give the East a 3-2 lead in the 76th minute. Later in the 83rd, Tyler Brown of Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2 beat the onrushing goalkeeper to a through ball and walked it in to equalize. The deciding goal came just 2 minutes later on a penalty kick by Philadelphia Union 2's Jameer Johnson. And the king of the All-Star Game was Prince 4-4, who took home the MVP honors.
I mean, I'm really happy right now. I'll say a big shout out to the East team. I think we played really well together. We followed and trusted and did the work, was able to come out with the victory.
And then what does that say just about your teammates and the trust that they have in you to go out there and perform the way that you do?
I mean, it's quite amazing, because these guys we met a couple of days ago, and, it seemed like we really bonded really well and was able to have that great chemistry, so it was great.
And what can we expect from you here and on forward?
I'll say I'll just keep pushing myself, try to break into Crew 2, get more minutes, and just keep pushing myself to the next level.
About 65% of former MLS NEXT All-Stars have signed professional contracts. Here are some of the more than 30 former All-Stars who have gone on to compete in MLS NEXT Pro and then Major League Soccer just this season, completing the player pathway. Before we move on to the second half of the season, here's the top goals of the first half.
So now Kidd to McKenna. Wow! What a banger! Gabriel McKenna with a masterful shot. Out of nothing. Gabriel McKenna picks his head up. Canetti. Nziengo. Glory Nziengo. Wow! Oh! Glory Nziengo with the goal. And that breaks the deadlock. Pulled behind it. Sarver sends it in. Ball is there. Oh my! An absolute golazo. 1 goal lead. Spectacular.
Colin Welsh getting the start in goal today for St. Louis City 2, his 5th start of 2025 for the rookie out of Western Michigan. Hernandez has a hit from distance. Are you serious? Saw the keeper off his line. Welsh hovering around the top of the 18.
Joyner shoots. Whoa! Makai Joyner is out of his mind. Off this first ball, Joyner takes 1 touch, and with Burns off his line, that's just enough space for a spectacular shot.
This weekend marks the 4th annual MLS NEXT Pro Invitational and the second matchup between champion and campeón. Last year, 2023 MLS NEXT Pro champions Austin FC 2 defeated Liga Expansión MX champions Cancun FC, becoming the first NEXT Pro team to beat a team from Mexico. Defending MLS NEXT Pro champions North Texas SC will look to follow in Austin FC 2's footsteps when they take on Club Deportivo Tapatío from Liga Expansión MX. You can catch it all Saturday, July 26 at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central on MLSNextPro.com. Here's what else we're looking forward to. Sunday, October 5th is Decision Day, a full slate of games to determine playoff positioning on the last day of the regular season. That's followed by the third annual Pick Your Opponent, which will determine the playoff matchups for the first 2 rounds. The playoffs themselves, well, those start the weekend of October 17th, culminating with the MLS NEXT Pro Cup on the weekend of November 7th.
Well, there is still a lot more soccer to be played between now and then, and there was certainly a lot of fun had all throughout the MLS All Star Week festivities, especially at Goalie Wars.
That's right, Michelle. Let me tell you, it was my first All Star Week, and it was a memorable one.
I remember my first time, and I'm glad it was so much fun. I'm glad you got to experience it here in my home state of Texas. She felt that Lone Star State hospitality. That will do it, though, for us for this episode of The Report.
That's right. Be sure to tune into the next episode for the latest around MLS NEXT Pro. We'll catch you guys next time. Adios.